I'm going to show you a super profitable business idea that you can start from the comfort of your own home. The best part is it doesn't require any investment to get started, and you can actually start making money as soon as today. Hi guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Liam James Kay, and I've been making money online for over the last 5 years. And if you've been following my channel, you will know that I've tried lots of different business ideas. But the business idea that I'm going to share with you in this video is probably one of the best ways to make money, especially if you're starting and you don't have a lot of money. Maybe you've recently lost your job or you want to quit your job. You don't have a lot of money to get started, but you want to start your own online business, a real business that you can actually scale to 6 figures and beyond. If that's what you're looking for, then this is the video for you. And the good thing about it is this doesn't require any large investment to get started. You don't need to have any special skills to get started with this. You don't need to be running any adverts. We're not going to be running any adverts. And you don't need to spend months building up social media profiles or YouTube channels or things like that, which take quite a long time. You can actually start making money with this strategy as soon as today. So there's a few things that you're going to need to get started with this. First thing you're going to need is some kind of computer, laptop/mobile phone with an internet connection. And I'm guessing if you're watching this video, then you already have that. The next thing which is going to help you succeed a lot better with this is if you could actually buy a domain, like a URL, and also a basic website. So you're going to need you can get that for like less than $5 or less than $10. It doesn't take a lot to get those things. I'll show you how to set that up in this video, but that will help you succeed a lot better. You don't necessarily need those things, and you could actually get started totally for free. But as I said, they will help you out if you can just get those things. And another thing you're going to need is time. You're going to need to be able to put a couple of hours, 3 hours per day into this business at the start consistently to actually make it work, and you will be able to scale it if you put that time and effort into it. And that's all it is. That's all you need to get started. So now I'm going to jump on my computer to show you how this all works. So first of all, I just want to show you this. So we're going to be using something which has been around for a long time, and it's called arbitrage. And you might have heard of this before. If you've not, I'll explain exactly what it is now. But arbitrage has been around for a long time. It's in lots of different businesses, online ways of making money, from betting to advertising to stocks and shares to retail arbitrage. A lot of people use this business model, this way of making money. And essentially what arbitrage is, it's the simultaneous purchase and sale of the same asset in different markets. So what that means is that we're essentially need to buy something for a low price in one market, and then we want to sell it for a higher price in another market and make profit. Now, obviously the downside to this is that you will traditionally need to have some money initially to buy whatever it is, whether it's a product or a service or something like that, in the first market to be able to sell it in market 2. But I've made a few little tweaks to this to make it even easier to get started with, even if you've got no money. So what we're going to be doing in this business model is we're essentially going to be selling something in market 2 where people are prepared to pay a much higher price for it, for example, for $10. And then what we're going to do, once we've actually sold that, that's when we're going to be purchasing it from the lower market for a much lower price, and then we will deliver it to the customer. So we are making the profit from the difference in the two prices, but we're essentially selling something first. Once we've confirmed that sale, that's when we will purchase and deliver to the customer. So we're going to use that money that they've given us, and we're never out of pocket. It's totally risk-free, and you can make a lot of money from this. So in order to make this work, we're obviously going to need something to sell, which we can get for a cheap price and sell for a higher price. We're going to need to find a market which is probably oversaturated, where the prices are very, very low. And we're going to need a market where we can actually sell things for a much higher price. And that's what I'm going to be showing you in this video step by step. So first of all, the low market where we can get something for cheap. I'm going to show you that now. So the website we're going to be using to make our business work is this one right here called Fiverr.com. This is our low market, where we can purchase something for very, very low price because it's very competitive, and we can sell it in a different market for a much higher price. And what we're going to be selling in this instance is services, because Fiverr is a marketplace where lots of freelancers are offering their services, from design to website building to video and animation. And as I said, they're very, very low priced. And we're going to be selling these services almost like an agency, but you can do this all yourself, and we're going to be outsourcing to Fiverr and selling to someone that needs it for a much higher price. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you will know that I did a video a little while ago about something called drop servicing. This is a very similar business model to what I explained in that video of drop servicing. But the only thing is with drop servicing in that video that I explained is that you're going to be selling those services using Google adverts, and it costs quite a lot of money to run those adverts, and it's quite competitive itself. So it can actually be quite risky, and it doesn't always work, and some people can lose money. So I've actually made a few tweaks to this business model so you can get started for free and actually sell these services without spending any money on adverts, and it really does work if you follow what I'm going to say. So just so you know, this is the low market. Now I'm going to show you where we're actually going to be selling these services, which is the high market, where we can sell them for a higher price. And I'm going to show you the service that I think you should focus on to start with to make this work and to get the best results. But now we need to find the high market where you can actually sell these. And the best place to do this with the littlest competition, and this is the very best thing about this strategy, is that it's very hard to compete with other people copying this, because some of the things that I teach on my channel, I show you how to do it, and then as soon as 100 people copy that, it becomes too competitive. With this, you're not really going to be competing with other people that are watching this video. So what you want to do is you want to come to Google, and first of all, you want to think of a small business and also a town, or like a local area. Your local town is a good place to start, and some small businesses. And these small businesses need to be quite small, probably run by one person who is the sole member of staff. So think of things like small cafes, or beauty salons, or hairdressers, or barbers. And a small town is a good place to start. So for example, you might want to think of like Barbers and Oldham, which is a town near Manchester, and you want to search it, and then we want to click on maps up here, and what you're looking for is this is the perfect thing that you're looking for. You're looking for a lot of people in a fairly small area with the same business, which is a very small business. They're all competing for the same customers essentially. And if you look down here, there's lots of them, and if you keep scrolling, there's actually pages and pages of Barbers in Oldham. Now, if there's a lot of the same businesses in the same area competing for the same customers, they're going to want some kind of edge. So this is where you can actually help some of these businesses by offering them a service which is going to help them. I'm going to show you the service in just a second, which is going to help them get more customers and make more money. So that's it. And obviously there's lots of different businesses that you can choose. So you're going to come back to Fiverr, and obviously you can choose lots of services. Like I've just noticed on here, a lot of these businesses don't actually have websites. So this one doesn't have a website, this one doesn't have a website, this one does. These don't have websites. So one service you could sell them is websites. You could go, well, we can create you a website, and we'll show you how to actually sell it to them in just a moment. But I don't think websites is a good one to start with. I don't think any kind of like a graphic design or any kind of thing which is going to take a lot of back and forth between you and the customer, because that's when I did the drop service in business, that was one of the things that kind of took the most time. Is if you're doing a logo design and you're using Fiverr and they want to make changes, you've got to relay the changes back to them, and it becomes quite messy. So you want to kind of choose, especially when you're starting out, a service which is just like, this is what you're getting, it doesn't change, it's specific for your business, but that's it, and it's delivered. So the one that I think you should focus on at the start is this one here called Local SEO. And this is a service on Fiverr which has got 592 people offering this service at this moment in time. So there's a lot of competition on here, which means there's going to be very competitive prices. So they're going to be offering high quality services for a low price. And as you can scroll down here, you can see lots of people offering this service. And essentially what they're offering here is they will help small businesses rank higher on Google. So as we looked at those barbers before, there's pages and pages of them. If you're on page 6 and someone's looking for barbers in Oldham, then you're not going to get seen, you're not going to get as many customers from here. So these gigs here will actually help people rank higher on Google. Another reason why this is a very good one to get started with is because local SEO is much easier to do, and there's a much higher chance that you'll actually help them rank higher. If you're trying to do SEO like for a blog or like generic keywords, it can become quite difficult. It's quite competitive. But if you're trying to rank for barbers in Oldham, not a lot of these barbers here will know anything about SEO. A lot of them will just be small businesses. They won't even really be trying. So if you can offer a service to one of these barbers and you just did a few keywords and this gig did a few keywords and they did all of the things that they said they were going to do, there's a much higher chance that they're actually going to rank higher and they'll be happy with your service. So we'll just click on this here and you can see what they're offering. So this is what you want to look for. They're 5 stars, 13 orders in queue, and they are okay priced. They're not the cheapest, which means that I think their service will be quite good. And they're £30, which is around about $40. And essentially what you're going to do is sell this service to these barbershops, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. There's another step to this. And you're going to make profit on top. And just to show you the kind of profit that you can make, this is another SEO which I searched before. SEO agency, which is essentially what you're going to be creating, which was advertising on Google, so they must be making money. And I searched local SEO and this came up, and they're offering like a service of £500 per month to do this kind of SEO for small startup businesses. So you could offer that same service for £500. I don't think you should offer it at that price straight away, but that is the potential once you start getting some testimonials and some customers coming through. Even if you only end up with 10 customers per month, that's $5,000 or £5,000 per month, and you're not doing the work. You're going to be outsourcing it to people on Fiverr. So this is a very good business idea with very high markups, and the customers, the businesses are going to be very happy because you're getting them more sales. You're getting them a lot more people finding them, and they're going to be very happy about it. So how are you actually going to get these barbers on board? The first thing that you're going to need to do is set up some kind of basic website. This is going to help your chances of succeeding. You're going to be able to look professional and stand out. There's lots of different website builders out there, from Wix to Builderall to Kartra. I personally use Kartra, and they've got lots of templates here which you can use. I'll leave a link to a $1 trial down below, so you can actually get started with a $1 trial of this. You could probably get like a domain for like $1 on some kind of offer. You could actually set up this business for like $2 or yeah, something similar to that. And they've got lots of templates, and we don't need to make anything too complicated. We just want to set up a basic website. I created this one before using a template on Kartra. Just said Rocket SEO, and I just copied what they said in this Fiverr gig. Let us skyrocket your local SEO ranking on Google. Are you looking for to basically rank on Google? And then a button to get started. And this button can lead through to some kind of contact form where you can just speak to them personally and take the payment over the phone or via Stripe. Or you can actually hook it up inside of Kartra to a payment thing where they could just purchase it directly on your website. And the way that you're actually going to get these barbers on board is, this is the thing that I think a lot of people watching this video will not do, which is why it's a genius business idea, because people can't be bothered to do this. And if you're sat at home and you haven't got a job, or maybe you want to quit your job and you want to start a business and you haven't got money to invest, this is what you're going to need to make it work. And all you need to do is essentially go to Google, go through these barbers, and you want to phone them up. This is the best way, which loads of people won't do. Honestly, they won't do it. So it's going to be easy money once you actually get on the phone and get confident doing this. And just start off quite far down. So number 10, obviously the people with the worst rankings, and explain to them, hi, I'm calling up from Rocket SEO. We are a local business based in Oldham. You can say your local business or wherever you're based. We've noticed that you're really far down ranking on Google. We're offering an introductory offer for new customers where we will help you rank higher on Google and essentially get more customers, more money for you, la 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 la, and go for a little sales pitch. Now, if you don't want to get on the phone, you could still do this by sending people emails, because some of these businesses do have emails and you could contact them that way. But really, if you want to take this seriously, and you actually could start an agency, it's basically an agency, you could start this just by getting on the phone and getting confident. The first phone call might be a bit awkward. Smash out the next one, smash out the next one. Loads of them will say no, they don't want the service. You get 1 or 2 customers and you'll start making money, get more confident. Then you can branch out into different areas and get more and more customers. And that's essentially what you're going to be doing. And you're not doing the work. You're just being the middleman between the two things. Now, a few things to increase your success. It's a really good idea to choose businesses like this, where it probably is the person that owns the business is going to be the one picking up the phone. So a lot of these are like mobile numbers. You're going to speak to the person that is calling the shots. You don't really want to go for businesses where they've got a receptionist or they've got a PA and you're not going to be able to get through to the people because it'll just get put to the side and they won't deal with you. A good thing as well is maybe for your first 10 businesses that you get on board, do it for basically the same price that you're paid. Do it for very cheap. Say we're offering a really cheap, basically almost free offer where we'll do it for £30 or $30 in exchange for a good review if we help you rank. And then you can start getting some reviews coming in. You can build your confidence on the phone because you're essentially giving away a great deal for a very cheap price. And then as you start to build up momentum and you start to get some good reviews, then you can start increasing your prices. If you've got a bit of money to invest and you really want to get this going, maybe you've got a few £100 or dollars that you want to get started with, you could actually offer this to a few businesses totally for free. Just phone them up. We're going to help you rank higher on Google. We're going to do it for free. All we want is a review. And then you've just got to buy that service yourself from Fiverr for like £30. You could do that to like 4 or 5 people, help them rank. And then you're going to have some customers and they can start telling other people about it and that kind of thing. And it could go from there. So that is it. I hope you liked this video and liked that business idea, because I get so many people asking me, Liam, I've just quit my job. What can I get started with? Or Liam, I've got no money to start a business. How can I get started? Really, this is the best way. There's no magic button to making money. You need to put a bit of time and effort into it. And this is a solid business that you actually could get started with and make money. But a lot of people watching this video cannot be bothered to pick up the phone or to build a website. So if you just take those steps and actually put in a little bit of effort, you could build a little agency, which you could skyrocket. And what I was actually planning on doing as well is following my process as I do this from scratch. Set up a business, jump on Fiverr and actually build this and kind of vlog the process as I get sales and to show you how much money I make. But I wanted to put this video out first just to make sure people want me to do that kind of video. And if you do want me to do that kind of video, then please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below. And if you get enough good feedback for this business model and for this video, then I will definitely do that kind of vlog style following me as I do this business, because I genuinely believe in it. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, cheers guys.